On 3rd October 2024, the Equal Opportunities Commission launched an investigation into Luero schools that charge fees under the guise of voluntary contributions to universal primary education and universal post-primary education and training. This move was intended to eliminate the effects of these charges on the education of vulnerable groups such as orphans, children from low-income families, and children with disability.
Charges must only come into play during emergency conditions, and that's what the law states.
But now lunch also becomes emergency, because there is no way you're going to teach this child who is hungry. No way. And they haven't even told you that there are even some orphans in the schools who the schools pay for to eat.
The schools were charging between 40,000 to 90,000 shillings to cater for lunch, development fees for foundation bodies, and tours, among others. However, the Equal Opportunities Commission denounced the extra fees, saying they were designed to scare parents away from enrolling their children in schools, where the government insists that education must be free for all.
Any attempt to charge extra fees in the name of boarding fees, UNEB registration, lunch fees, development fees is illegal, unless you are cleared by the Ministry of Education.
The 2008 Education Act prohibits the payment of tuition fees at government or grant-aided primary schools. It specifies that, while fees for midday meals are permissible, payment is optional and no child should be excluded from school for non-payment. Created in 1996, UPE was meant to shore up the numbers of literate young people in the country. It would allow children who are unable to afford tuition fees in private schools to access free education. Now in its 27th year, UPE has seen enrollment in schools climb to 8.6 million as of 2023, up from 2.5 million of 1996. According to PLE results aggregated over the years, UPE seems to be following the script its framers authored more than 2 decades ago. UPE schools have only recently registered improvements in their performance. When one looks at the performance of UPE schools in the last 3 years, 2022, UPE schools registered 37,413 candidates in Division 1, 237,317 candidates in Division 2, 121,070 candidates in Division 3, 81,026 candidates in Division 4, 87,650 candidates in Division U, while 16,523 were absent out of the 580,999 pupils. In 2023 performance, they registered Division 1, 27,463. In Division 2, 209,287. In Division 3, 122,504. In Division 4, 64,982. Division U, 65,724. Absent, 9,515 out of 499,475. And in the recently released results, they registered 25,400 in Division 1, 241,754 in Division 2, 126,305 in Division 3, 59,151 in Division 4, and Division U, 52,393. Those who were absent were 7,674. This was out of 512,677 pupils. Looking at these statistics, Uganda National Teachers Union General Secretary Filbert Baguma attributed the improved performance to schools charging extra fees.
Because 20,000 per year per child cannot enable the school to produce results. So those schools which have fairly performed, the parents have come up and supported the process. His Excellency the President has consistently said he doesn't want schools to charge. No parent should charge. We have head teachers who are in prison over that because they charged some little money to supplement what the government pays. They have been taken to court. And therefore, the reality is we shall continue to see some of these fluctuations.
He argues that capitation grant is too little to sustain schools. Moving forward, he says,
of all, government should revise the capitation grant upwards, because if it remains at 20, I have told you, there is no school that can produce good results, which is entirely relying on the 20,000 per child per year. Number two is, of course, the head teachers in these schools. They need to go slow on charging the money, because government has explicitly come out to say don't charge. Some of them charge because they want to employ private teachers on private arrangement, because you are supposed to have 15 teachers, maybe you have about 900 pupils, but you only have 8.
he still believes that performances of UPE schools is still wanting. The Equal Opportunities Commission, however, does not concur with UNATO.
Students performed well across board. So this argument that schools which are charging fees, the ones which are performing well, is it's not a good argument. I mean, they shouldn't even be fronting this argument. And as the Equal Opportunities Commission, we are going to continue to advocate for non-payment of school fees in all schools, government schools in Uganda. This is because government is adequately funding these schools. Where gaps are, we should be seeking for dialogue with the Ministry of Education to see that things are made proper.
Lydia Felly Akullu, NTV.